You've found your community bestie to share thoughts and opinions, recap the shows we love,
Having too much fun.
Bravo should be fun.
and have piping hot gossip sessions about the celebrities and Bravo lebs we love, hate, and love to hate.
He went on a podcast claiming he had a threesome with two women from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Immediately, I was like, I wonder if it's Brandy and Carlton.
I'm Caitlin Marshall, your pop culture and Bravo bestie.
Allegedly allegations.
And if you enjoy fun conversation between friends, listening to your bestie rant about shows we can't get enough of, plus enjoy a little bit of, well, ridiculousness.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. There's a spider that is coming down. Hold on.
It's like the Blair Witch Project.
Oh my God. Has anybody seen my ring?
Oh my God.
I don't want to ruin the party or anything.
Have you seen my ring? Oh my God. Can you look on the floor for my ring? God, someone's gonna kill me.
Don't mess with me because I will come.
What? Oh.
Feel free to leave that in for whatever entertainment purposes.
You're in the right place. So thanks for joining me on Besties by Bravo.
Hi, besties. Thank you for joining me today. It is Friday, May 16th, and we are covering Summer House. I'm so sorry I'm a day late and hopefully not a full dollar short, but I did this last week and now I'm doing it again where I'm releasing it on Friday, and I'll tell you why. Secret Lives of Mormon Wives Season 2 came out yesterday. And that's 10 episodes, which they are not short episodes. So that's roughly 10 hours. And now that it's out, I can say you will see a very familiar face on the 10th episode at the very end. Okay, yeah, it's me. It's me. I was so anxious, y'all, because I didn't know what to expect. But yes, there is a piece of my content in there. And I want to tell y'all, I will absolutely be recapping Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. It's like I said before, it's going to take me a minute to figure out the schedule because it's already kind of chaotic over here, as we all know. But I think I can give a little bit more than your average recapper because I know all the tea, all the drama, all the mess. I know some things that we'll just say are alleged behind the scenes. I know a lot of things. So it's going to be a fun recap. Let me just tell you, I wanted to let people watch some of these episodes before I released it. And also I wanted to see the whole thing. I'm hoping, now I can't make any promises on this. I'm hoping I can get started on that recap tomorrow. This recap, I was about to say I'll just be doing audio on it, but you know what? I love my YouTube crowd as well. So we'll do it. It's going to happen. It's a little daunting to do an entire season. Yeah. So I'm going to figure it out and we're going to do it. Anywho, let's get on into Summer House, shall we, my friends? It's episode 14. Next week is the finale. I think before the Paige and Craig breakup, this would have been the finale because they would have had enough from this episode. And next week, I'm assuming, to combine them. But, you know, it's Bravo. They keep picking up cameras every single time someone breaks up. And it's usually like 5 minutes and we kind of go, okay. We'll see. Y'all know I'm still going to be watching it. I'm going to be sad. All right. So we pick up this episode from the conversation between Sierra and Jesse on the beach, where he tells her that he thought their friendship was stronger than her just being like over him. And he says, "It hurts when you call me a two-faced liar." She tells him that obviously they've had a friendship and that she takes her friendships very seriously because she doesn't just call people her friends just to be able to say they're her friends. It has to align for her, and she wants him to be in a relationship if that's what he wants and do whatever he wants in that fun way Basically, you like it, I love it, honey. But he says he feels like she's mad and upset right now, which she's like, I am. Obviously, she's become the scapegoat in a lot of the issues between him and Lexi. And she will unfortunately continue to continue to be that scapegoat. She tells him she's upset because he'll say that he's joking and then claim that Lexi's upset and that he's getting yelled at by Lexi. He says that it was really that at that time, Lexi was hearing a lot of things he had been doing that were shady, and the issue with Sierra happened to be one of them. And he says he was trying to keep himself from getting into more trouble. An example, telling her to chill with the touching, Sierra. He tells her he probably needs to communicate better moving forward and that he's not trying to minimize what he did, but like people F up. So I hope that I can improve and be an even better friend and make it up to you. She receives it and tell him, she appreciates it all and that it's not irreparable, but that, yeah, I'm feeling a little salty, but I'll get over it. He does a little dance with a yay, can't get rid of me. Spicy. I think that's why I like you so much. Jesse, I swear to God, calm down. Calm down. And Sierra tells him she doesn't think he can handle her. While he goes in for a hug, she does check him to be sure that he's allowed to even hug her. They all go back to the house and Paige is going to talk, as in TikTok, in bed. Jesse is in his and West's room with West and Lexi and is telling Lexi about his conversation with Sierra. By the way, what in the hell was with his toesies? Jesse and his Fred Flintstones, I swear to goodness, we are going to fight. I don't know what, Jesse, it's a problem. Did y'all see? Because he had to explain on Watch What Happens Live that these were toe separators because modern shoes squish your toes together. So I guess he was trying to continue to get that spread in his foot. Anyway, he tells Lexi, I feel like my apology to Sierra was so heartfelt and genuine just off the jump. And she just couldn't take it. What? Okay. She couldn't take it because you keep doing the same thing over and over, Jesse. And Lexi is about to reach that point as well. She asks him what he said, but instead he tells her what Sierra said. He goes, she said to me, I'm just trying to make it through these 2 weeks and move on. And I was like, WTF, that makes me feel like we're just show friends. And that really hurt my feelings. Jesse, why are you trying to make Sierra and Lexi enemies? Are you trying to get Lexi to not trust Sierra so that when Sierra maybe relays some of your bad behavior to her, she won't believe her? Is that why? I think so. In confessional, Lexi says she wants everyone in the house to be friends and that if he really does want to be friends with Sierra, go for it. But she's confused by it at this point and has questions around the why. Why do you want to be friends with her? And that, my friends, makes it clear how much just absolute garbage Jesse has been talking on Sierra to Lexi. Okay? Lexi tells Jesse that friendships do come in waves, and I don't know that friendships should be that wavy. Wavy, baby. Okay, anyway. The way he just goes, yeah, it feels like for these two, it was such a deep philosophical talk to say that friendships come in waves. I feel like they don't have that many deep conversations. The next morning, Jesse and Lexi wake up with him telling her, you're the only girl I ever wanted to kiss in the morning. And she doesn't meet him all the way on that. Just says, he's the only boy she wants to kiss in the morning, which is in present tense, like right now. You're the only boy I want to kiss in the morning right now. I guess remember the rumor mill about all the people that Lexi has dated. We know for certain she dated the Gerber kid, Brooklyn Beckham, but there were also rumors of Drake, Leonardo DiCaprio. I mean, she is the right age for that. She's not 27 yet. They get a Dunkin' delivery and Paige wanting the Boston cream. That's my girl right there. Although, listen, I love the living hell out of a Boston cream pie. But if it's a donut, I think I need to keep it simple. Yeah, I like a glazed. I like a simple chocolate, but I don't like the crunchy-ish type of chocolate donuts. Does this make sense? If I feel like if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. It needs to be soft. I don't like crunchy edges. I'm so weird. Anyway, Sierra asks West and Jesse if they're driving forward or backwards out in the driveway as everyone's leaving. And West is just so excited that she asked him a question just before he drives on the freaking lawn. Sir, it's not your house. We're back in the city with a TikTok from Sierra saying, one thing I don't know Nike's about. The US Open. One thing I'm going to always be at the US Open. And she went with Jesse, so they're back to being friends now. So it's now going to be the soft launch of Amanda's swimsuit line where it's cardboard cutouts of her swimsuits. Now, okay, I mean, listen, I do get that they needed to do the promoting while the show was on the air, but I feel like they could have had some sort of prototypes, right? Listen, if the designers on Project Runway can make gowns that are fit for a Met Gala in 24 hours, then surely they can make a few bikinis that aren't intended to even be worn yet, right? No? I don't know. And that's not against Amanda because I basically worship Amanda Batula, but this is also a company that already exists and they're doing a partnership with her for her to design and all of that. They should have done her better in this, in my opinion. That's on them, not her. In confessional, Amanda talks about how this is a preview and also that she just wants to show people I didn't. So Paige can't say founder and CEO of what? And flashback from when Danielle was saying, as a founder, CEO. Oh, Danielle, you were so silly for that. Amanda's parents show up. They're so cute. And Lindsay is so dang adorable in that lime green dress. Lexi comes in with her sister, of course, and we see him roll for half a second. So guess he's still around. And you know what, y'all? It has me thinking. I actually was, at the end of the day, interested in getting to know Imrul more because he's a little bit of an enigma to me with the intensity with the sex positive mentality, I'll say. He does actually, though, seem interesting. Like, what does he actually do for a living? Does he still speak to his parents, or has he completely cut ties from family and the Muslim community, things like that? I feel like at the end of the day, Imrul, and it's a very, it's double coded here because as a person of color, on top of that, I feel that he was kind of there in this house at the expense of having something racy and controversial going on, and that's it. It's pretty, I don't know, it kind of disappoints me. Anyway, Paige shows up looking very Amanda Batula coded, and she tells Amanda she wanted to dress like her because I wanted to be the Amanda Batula vibe at her own event. Jesse shows up, goes straight to Lexi. Smart move, smart move. Paige and Lindsay are chatting with Paige and Lindsay are chatting with Paige asking Lindsay how the baby daddy Turner is. And Lindsay tells her that he put the crib together. He's like really handy. Why does that make me think of he hung a TV in under 30 seconds? Danielle is there too. Carl shows up and Jesse and West are chatting with Jesse, asking West how his week was, telling him, "You look very handsome." You know, I love when straight guys try to compliment each other's looks. It's like observing an endangered animal. Everything just feels so risky, you know? Jesse tells him that he should try to shave his mustache sometime. But West worries he has a baby face, and Jesse assures him, "No, I believe you have a handsome face, and it could be good to switch it up." And here we observe a large and white-toothed straight male interacting with a smaller red one. The red is caught by surprise at the flattery by the larger male in baggy jeans. The small red had believed he was blending in with his environment in camouflage. But little does the red one know that a camouflage jacket only repels the females he is intent on mating with, rather having an opposite effect by attracting the males, as it has no ability to camouflage him from males, because only males are intrigued by camouflage print. West asks Jesse how things are going with him and Lexi. I mean, it's every single Jesse and or Lexi scene that begins with a castmate asking how the relationship is because it changes every hour. I mean, you want to talk about mercurial. Jesse says he's happy compared to the last couple weeks and says, went through a breakup, getting back together, a friend breakup, a friend getting back together. Jesse says he and Sierra are not besties, but tells West they went to the US Open and he was able to remind her that she likes him still. West then asks him if he hung out with Lexi this week and if it was with just Lexi or if the fam bam was there too. Because I think the only thing Lexi does without her family is go to the actual summer house. But they did go to dinner, just the two of them the night before. So this must have been on Wednesday and it was Tuesday. They went to dinner. Anywho, now Gabby is asking Lexi and her sister over at the opposite side of the roof how she and Jesse are doing. Like I said, and wonders if they need to beat Jesse up or not. Her sister says that he did buy her and their mother tequila last week, so they're fine with him. Guess that's the way to the wood girlies' hearts. Now, Kyle, who sounds wasted AF, starts getting everyone's attention and kind of for a it's gonna be a speech type of thing. But Amanda's like, could you just introduce me, please? She gives a little speech about this being a dream of hers and that she'll be supporting women with the big bubbies. I don't know that these tops are giving me boobalicious triple D size support, but maybe I just haven't seen enough of the line. What I've seen is adorable. Amanda, send me a bikini. I've kind of got boobies. I have C's, and they feel large, too large sometimes. I love Amanda. I want her to succeed. And I also feel that Amanda, if she wanted to, she could have a full-on real career as a stylist. I love her style. And can I tell you, one of the greatest moments was at BravoCon when she complimented my outfit. And I think I was just so excited. I didn't take it in enough. Thank you again, Amanda, for complimenting my outfit. I don't think you understand that I felt like the coolest person on the planet because the coolest girl ever complimented my outfit. Anywho, we're all driving out to the Hamptons now for the final weekend, and we're on Jesse and West driving together. West says he feels like this summer went by really fast, but Jesse says it did not, in fact, go very fast for him. Yeah, because time flies when you're having fun, and instead of having fun, sir, you were love bombing a 26-year-old and acting like you were in junior high love. But West brings up how there was the obstacle with Sierra in the beginning, but it's gotten a little better. And they use their own straight man language that eventually tells us they are considering it being a boys' weekend. And they pinky lock on it, with West asking Jesse if he's actually even allowed to have a boys' weekend. And the music just kind of gives a do, 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 do. And Jesse goes, no. In the car with Lindsay, Gabby, and Lexi, Lindsay asks Lexi if she went out last night. She did, but she tells them how she texted Jesse telling him that one of her besties was coming over to her apartment and they were going to be having drinks with her family because, of course, and that she asked him to come over and it was like 9 p.m. and that he told her, no, I'm going to get a manicure. And that's when Gabby and Lindsay are both like, excuse me? What? Huh? Lexi says it concerned her because she doesn't know if she can trust him. And Lindsay says something very iconic here, in my opinion. I don't know that I could trust a man who's getting a manicure at 9 p.m. at night. You know what? I mean, I'm just glad a man's getting a manicure. Don't have those dusty, crusty nails. But also, I have to say, gotta love how Jesse knew not to say it was a pedicure, but rather that it was a manicure. Because he best not be bringing those Fred Flintstones and any other appendage around any other human. He better not bring them up either. The Fred Flintstones better stay under wraps. I'm surprised he even feels comfy wearing open-toed shoes around Lexi at this point. Because you're always in trouble with those Fred Flintstones. Lexi now continues on telling Lindsay and Gabby that the problem for her is that she just doesn't trust Jesse because of catching him in so many lies over the course of their 8-week relationship. Are we going consecutive 8 weeks or anyway? Over in the car with West and Jesse tells West, I'm done arguing with Lexi and now I'm excited to just be myself and have fun. But we cut back over to Lexi and she tells Lindsay and Gabby, I'm so tired and I'm so sick of teaching this man. And she's at the point where she doesn't trust him at all and feels that she should just end it because she knows that if she doesn't trust him and it doesn't feel like he knows how to have a relationship, she just needs to end it. Agreed. As Jesse is telling West, he's just excited to date outside of the house. And listen, I know a lot of people took that as him saying date new people who are not in the house, but he did clarify and Watch What Happens Live. He meant to date Lexi when not in the share house, summer house, where there are cameras and microphones and all sorts of things. Because basically, in real, regular life, he can get away with shit a lot easier. Back to Lexi telling Lindsay and Gabby she is wanting to end things with Jesse as soon as possible and get it over with. She also says after reflecting on the summer that all of the chaos and drama she experienced, she feels it all came from Jesse. But now we're all arriving at the house, and Carl's business partner has shown up with the soft bar Sprinter van. They're doing an event in Sag Harbor, and they're doing pop-up events all over to raise money for the business and all of that. In confessional, Carl says, "This is all I have in my life right now, and it's all I care about. It keeps me up a little bit at night just thinking how much I need to do to bring this to life. It's nerve-wracking." Oh, goodness gracious, Carl. Honey, I am genuinely not ever the type of person who wants to yuck someone's yum or poo-poo on anyone's dream, but this makes me so nervous. Y'all have been crowdfunding. You're still raising money to just get a brick and mortar place. I don't think you should be doing a location until there's a demand for it. You need to do so many pop-up events that you can pour at least double what you've put into your business back into it. You know what I'm saying? Then maybe go that route of brick and mortar. I mean, I said it before, but maybe, you should be doing events like weddings and baby showers. But also the problem is part of the allure of soft bar is the fact that Carl is the face of it. And Bravo fans are more apt to go because of that. So I don't know, unless a mother-to-be or a bride and groom are cool with a summer house person like Carl from Summer House taking some of the attention away from them on their days, then I don't know. Maybe because they could just get regular bartenders to make lovely mocktails. Man, I don't know, honey. It's a soda bar. Yeah, it's really just a soda, juice, and coffee bar at the end of the day. I am so sorry, Carl. Everyone is seeing Lindsay's Instagram post. This is part of why I can't help but love Lindsay Hubbard. You gotta admit, this was hysterical. She posted to Instagram about it being the anniversary of her and Carl's breakup. Oh, Lindsay, I can't with you. You're just too funny. Anyway, it's basically the written version of her pregnancy announcement that she gave in person, but it's in caption form with that timeline. And at the house where Lindsay, Gabby, and Lexi haven't shown up yet. At the house, Amanda's just saying, she does love a timeline. Lindsay, you're never going to live down the timeline. In the car, Lexi tells Lindsay this post is crazy. And honey, Lindsay knows that. She knows that. She's so fully well aware that this post is nuts, and she's totally fine with it. And that's why I also love her. Lindsay says, "I would like to acknowledge that this is the most impactful day of my life that changed the course of the rest of my life forever." And she tells them about how she's hosting a freedom dinner that evening because the breakup set her free, and now all of her dreams are coming true. That would not have been happening if she were still with Carl. As they pull in, Gabby says, "It's a hard day for penises on August 30th. Yeah, well, Lexi is breaking up with Jesse and Lindsay is tearing Carl apart for the breakup all over again. And I don't know, maybe I wouldn't have used the word hard. Though, Gabs, maybe difficult day for people with penises. Inside, they're all discussing the post, and Carl says it's Lindsay's story to put out there. But then he goes, "I'm sorry, but when you put something out there in that depth of detail, like it's screaming something else inside of you very deep and dark in your body that is having a hard time with the reality of what actually effing happened." Okay. All right. And perfect timing because Lindsay, Gabby, and Lexi walk in. West and Lindsay go to hug with him telling her he saw the timeline post, and she asks if he was going to tell her something about it or just tell her that he read it. And he's like, "I read it. I didn't see it." She's like, "You read it and didn't see it?" "I read it." She's like, "I don't know what your point was, West, but okay." And Carl just announces, "I got to use the bathroom real quick," speeding his ass right out of there. Oh my God. West, Kyle, Imrul, and Carl go outside, and Kyle asks West about saying something to Lindsay about her post, and West just tells them what Lindsay said and that he was trying to say he saw it and thought it'd be okay to tell her that, but F me. Inside, Amanda tells Lindsay, "I saw your post. I'm sorry, I read your book. I thought we were done with timelines, Lindsay." Lindsay claims her only timelines now are reflective ones. Lexi comes in and Lindsay's asking her how she's feeling about getting ready to break up with Jesse, and she's clearly dreading it. I mean, who enjoys breaking up with someone? I'm sure there are people out there, actually. As we cut straight outside to the guys talking about the fire pit and that they have wood if they would like to light said fire pit. And Jesse just cannot miss the opportunity to bring up Lexi would. Lindsay asks Amanda in front of Lexi and Gabby if someone were to want to have a conversation with another person where they didn't want other people to hear, perhaps, just theoretically, where would they go? Amanda just says, outside of the Hamptons, not in this house. And Amanda asks Lexi, what's going on? You want to talk to Jesse? You're over it? And Lexi's like, yeah, I'm just done teaching him and I don't trust him at all. Amanda asks her if there was some sort of catalyst to come to this decision. And Lindsay and Gabby tell her about Jesse getting a manicure at 9:30 p.m. Ick. Instead of choosing to hang out with Lexi. For Lexi, it was the immediate feeling of not trusting him that really just has her done. And that she doesn't feel like it would be fair to Jesse to be cuddly, cutesy, and snuggly all weekend, only to tell him Monday, it's not me, it's you, I hate you. In confessional, Amanda says, first it was Tosa Gate, now it's the 9 p.m. manicure. I think Jesse needs to keep his fingers and toes to himself. Agreed. She also says it's good for Lexi to just be like, okay, let's move on to the next. But she is a little worried for Jesse Solomon because she thinks he's going to be so heartbroken as Lexi is deciding now is the time to go ahead and pull the trigger. Outside, Jesse is literally saying that he was planning to ask Lexi to be his girlfriend, but that something does feel off. And Carl says he noted the different energy. There was some different energy when Lexi came in today. And Lexi comes out and asks Jesse if they can talk. And the boys ask him, are you in trouble? Those men all know what's happening. They all know. Jesse and Lexi go sit, and here we go. She tells him she feels like they need to chat and realign. Wes tells the boys, though, that Lexi looks angry, so Kyle moves his chair to get a better view. And I just love how messy and nosy Kyle is because same. Sierra comes and she arrives inside with them telling her Lexi is breaking up with Jesse at the moment. She immediately asks what Jesse did because obviously. But back over to Lexi and Jesse. Oh, lost my place. There we go. She tells him that she's looking for a relationship that's deep and I feel connected to them. And I feel like we unfortunately haven't been able to break that. A really deep connection, sorry, it's so many likes on this show. I try to cut them out, man. It's too much sometimes. She says she tries so hard to go deep with him, to feel like he's her person, and feels that she always has to give him the benefit of the doubt and always is trying to figure out how she can make whatever he says make sense in her head. Essentially, that she's constantly having to adjust his version and language of speaking because it never adds up when he tells her his side of things. When she tells him she doesn't feel that he's ready for the relationship she's looking for, he goes, I take it that you don't want to date anymore. She tells him she just needs to be with somebody that she can trust without any doubt in her mind. And Wes is over there telling the guys he feels like they're watching a football game. Okay, Mr. Straight Man, you guys look like you're watching a reality TV show. So isn't that interesting? Because, yes. Jesse tells Lexi after the last breakup that he was thinking she means a lot to him and that he knew it previously, but that breakup had put a lot of things into perspective for him and that he thought they were heading in a good direction. And so because he thought that, he's quite surprised. She tells him she's given him so many chances that she would have never given anyone else. For example, the lies she would catch him in and the half-truths he would give her. And it's just at the point where she doesn't trust him. And then, oh my God, Jesse, no. He asks her what changed between the last time they saw each other and now, and says, because I feel like I've been really trying to abide by the rules that you kind of set out. The rules? Sir, no. They're boundaries, Mr. Man. Inside, Lindsay tells Sierra it's down to Lexi getting the ick, and Kyle has no idea what the ick is. Sierra attempts to explain to him that it's, was like when he decided he was going to become a DJ and they all told him that it gave them the ick. But he still very much does not understand. It's okay, Dad. Dad, just go. Lexi brings up how she had asked him to come over and meet her friends, as in, Jesse. Lexi brings up to Jesse how she had asked him to come over and meet her friends, but that he told her, no, I'm going to go get a manicure. And he's like, no, I didn't say that, and claims he said he was getting the manicure. Like, okay, whatever. Sir. Okay. Semantics, not the explanation here, bud. She tells him that when he told her that she immediately felt like he was lying again, and that she realizes it wasn't fair, that it's where her mind immediately went because he could have actually just been getting a manicure at the time. But it's more about the realization for her that her instinct was to not trust him. And she tells him that she's not normally that untrusting. And the fact that he's been saying all summer, I don't want to change just because I'm in a relationship, it actually caused her to realize that being in a relationship with him has actually changed her and her own behavior, and that she doesn't trust people like she did at the beginning of the summer. And oh boy, this is a little heavy. She tells him, I feel like the light in me is slowly dying because I'm exhausted from teaching you. Damn, if someone tells you the light inside of them is slowly dying because of you, okay. Yeah, if you're killing someone's light, it's over, babes. It's over. Lexi then tells him it's been emotional whiplash between lying about a girl sucking his Fred Flintstone and all the etc. of it all. He at the very least concedes that he was in fact lying by omission in that case. And he can at the very least understand that. Oh, I'm so glad, Jesse, you can understand that. I don't know, things like saying, oh, officer, I may have been at the home at the time of the robbery, but I was only at the home when you participated in the robbery. I don't know. I can't think of a better example. Bear with me. And I just put in new earbuds to stop using those wired ones. So also, yeah, bear with me. Like I feel a little weird. I can't hear myself at all, which normally in my mic I can. So if I'm shouting, that's probably why. Just because I wanted aesthetically to not have that cord in my way. All right, y'all don't care. Let's move on. So he claims he hasn't been lying to her all summer and doesn't appreciate her saying that. You know, I don't appreciate you saying I've been lying all summer when I've just been not telling you the truth. He then, yeah, and then he goes on to say, I don't appreciate you trying to tear me down and saying that I was like a really bad partner to you. She didn't say that, but in tearing you down, I think what she's doing in a very, very long-winded way is just being like, Jesse, I just want to be in love. I have such a big heart. I'm Lexi, but my heart is my everything. And you are tearing my heart out of my body. And I was a completely different person at the beginning of the summer because now I don't trust people. And I came into this house trusting people. And now I can't trust anyone ever. Like, oh my gosh, if I go to the ice cream shop, is it really ice cream or is it mashed potatoes? I don't know anymore. And now that's because of you. She confirms my thought that she never said he was a really like bad partner to her. And she also says that it's about him. And I'm sorry, she says that it's about how she feels betrayed. So he just goes, okay, well, I'm not going to fight you on that. And she goes, I didn't think you were going to. You never do. Oh, okay. It's kind of funny because it's also a little bit of a mirror how Sierra tends to feel about West and how he never says anything back and that pisses her off even more. Do you see the irony in that? In confessional, Jesse says, I think she's gaslighting me into thinking I did some really bad stuff. It's like she's making up that I told her these half truths, which are lies, and now I'm a liar when I only told her half of what really happened. That's all I did. She tells him she really hopes they can move forward with respect and just like create a friendship. Yeah. Yeah. So half truths are not truths at all in situations like that. You participated in a threesome. That's what it comes down to, sir. So half truths only really count in my mind when someone asks, like, oh, what do you think of my new outfit? Don't you love? And that's when it's okay to not give someone the full truth. So it's like the half truth is that color is really beautiful on you. And the other half that is also the truth that you might omit is maybe a jumpsuit with gaucho pants attached aren't flattering on anyone, though. See the difference? They go their separate ways, quite literally. And Jesse walks over to the boys with Lexi going inside. Now, Kyle tells Jesse, it didn't look like a good conversation from afar and asks if he's good. You don't say, Kyle. That's an observant one. Jesse tells him it's just sad and I'm single now, if that's not clear. Oh, please pretend you are so sad, Jesse Solomon. You are also thrilled because now you not only get to be single, go on the prowl, but you also get to be a victim now. Gosh. This is all. He asks West if they can go in their room for a second because he needs to chill. As Lexi tells the girls she's not even crying like she did the last time. And the girls are like, yeah, that's exactly how you know. And outside, poor Emerald is just like, has this type of thing like happened before? Someone begins dating someone else in the house at the beginning of the summer and then like they break up the very last weekend of summer. Is this a normal thing or is this just when with cameras and mics and in a house that we could never afford to share where we would never hang out with this group all together if cameras weren't there? Is that normal? Is this normal? What's normal anymore? Kyle says he doesn't think Jesse got up willingly to go get broken up with, and I am dying. Because Kyle, he sounds like a dad talking about his teenage girls and like her friends overhearing them and then walking in on a conversation he shouldn't have even been a part of, and how they tried to explain to him some of the lingo about dating and like Gen Z stuff or something that he's never heard of. Because he tells Carl and Emerald, the girls were saying Lexi got the ick. And I'm like, what? Oh, it's not a breakup. It's the ick. Dad, you're questioning, why it's not called just a turnoff anymore. Or, how it has to now be red flags, yellow flags, the ick. In confessional, a producer tries to quiz Kyle on the latest lingo for dating terms. Orbiting. Yeah, see, they didn't explain any of these, and god damn it, I didn't know this one. So, am I going to know any of them? Is orbiting like you're orbiting in the same circles? I didn't even look these up. I probably could have. But Kyle doesn't know. And then roaching, they just maybe won't go away. That's my guess. Zombieing. I didn't know this one either, but once Kyle said it, I remembered I did actually hear of this one time. It's ghosting and then coming back to life. And yay, I knew one of them, but I didn't. Lexi's telling the girls that she's felt so isolated and disconnected from them all summer. But babe, you can't put all of that on Jesse. That's also you. You made the active choices you made. She says she's been telling Jesse she's felt super lonely, and that with that, he's telling the girls about her and that she would have felt the same. And with what? Oh my gosh, you guys. Am I okay? I know it's Friday and it's been like a whirlwind around here, but okay, I'm going to get my shit together. I feel like I have to say this every other week. And it never happens. Anyway, Lexi tells the girls about how basically if she had been told the things that Jesse was telling them about her, she would have also been like, that bitch is weird. Sierra, she's not a half truther. She's definitely not. Like I said, she is a walking mood ring. You don't even have to question what she thinks or how she feels. If she's not saying it, she's showing it. Because she goes, we said crazy. And they're like, yeah, we said crazy, not weird. Paige finally arrives and oh my gosh, she's ready to get the tea, the gossip, the 411, the lowdown. Oh God, I love you girls so much. Upstairs, Jesse tells West about how he really had feelings for this girl. Her name's Lexi, but that she made him out to be a liar and he doesn't understand what he lied about. Yeah, like I only told her half of the truth. So that's not a lie. And I only made her think she was a little crazy because, she would ask me to respect certain boundaries and have some respect for an exclusive relationship. But also, like, listen, okay, my God, okay. Really, at this point, though, Lexi, I do hear you. Like, how do you teach an adult junior high boy the concept of telling the whole truth at this point? Honestly. Do we just throw the whole man away? Because that's basically what she just did. So, okay. So West is in the same little trash can, which is on brand that these two would stick together. It's almost as though they're a Bert and Ernie version of Oscar the Grouch because they are together. West asks if the lies are considered what Jesse says his feelings are for Lexi. And Jesse clarifies it's the toe sucking thing. Does anyone else find the way he says toe weird? I don't know, maybe because I'm just so freaking tired of hearing the word toe. And also, dude, you barged in and participated in a threesome. It's not actually about the toe. It's about going into a room and having active participation with the threesome in any capacity. That that big old Fred Flintstone was just the casualty, which, by the way, those toe separators, again, what was that? Jesse tells Wes that he gets the toe thing could be a half truth. Oh, that's big of you. And the way his storytelling is to people. Oh, we have another storyteller on our hands, friends. Okay. Lexi tells Paige that she told him she wants to be friends. And Paige is just like, oh, well, that was nice of you. Cute. You have much to learn. We cut back to Jesse telling West, I don't really want to be friends with somebody who makes me out to seem like a liar who smothers his girlfriend. Don't worry, you don't actually have to be friends with someone who does that because we had cameras there and you're mic'd up. Have I pointed that out yet? We saw it all. Paige asks if Jesse is crying. So Gabby tells her, she's like, you can go check on him. You're innocent in this. Hilarious that it's Lindsay's freedom dinner and Carl showed up with grocery store sandwiches, not knowing it was her night to plan the dinner and the freedom dinner. And she has those removed very promptly to have her Jimmy John's sandwiches replace them. She says she accidentally one-upped him with her specially ordered sandwiches. Lindsay is going to ride that sandwich and I want to pronounce the word correctly. Now I've ruined the joke. That instead of saying gravy train, I was going to say ajus. That sauce you dip a sandwich in until she's old and gray. God damn it, I messed it up. Hey, did I tell you I was going to get my shit together? Paige goes into Jesse and West's room and asks Jesse if he's sad. And he's like, yes, I'm sad. She's like, okay, what happened? What happened? Did you stub your toe? Did it ruin your pedicure? Is that what happened? Jesse, when are we going to stop talking about toes? He says he could tell all day that Lexi was off. Then when she asked him to talk, he says that she told me she doesn't trust me. God, it's like it's as though I've proven over and over again anytime she wasn't around that she couldn't trust me. I don't understand why she doesn't trust me. And then he says, she told me I lied about so much stuff. It's sad. It's like we were so close to being on the other side of the summer and seeing what an actual relationship would be like without you idiots. Which, yes, they crack up at that. And oh boy, Paige goes, hey, I'm in a really healthy relationship. I never see him, but he's there. Yeah, famous last words, schnookums. Sierra, Amanda, and Kyle come to their room too now. And Sierra and Amanda inspect Jesse's nails, which why didn't anyone do that from the beginning? Anyone? I mean, no, we were not expecting to see a French manicure. You never know. But why didn't anyone do that from the beginning? I'm curious. It does appear as though he actually got his nails done because he has a clear coat and his dusty, crusty cuticles are trimmed. Paige says she didn't see Lexi breaking up with him coming. And he says, like, why did she want to get back together so hard after dumping me so hard? We had a great date on Tuesday and she was upset that, like, I had a nice time with Sierra. Jesse Solomon, stop trying to pit these girls against each other. God damn it. And you know what, ladies? Stop letting him. You half a quarter of one of your female brains is smarter than his whole male brain. Remember, I'm not just being mean to men. He's tall. And with that taller, height, it's altitude. Science, look it up. There's less oxygen. There's going to his brain. Sierra is like basically looking around like, God damn, why am I in this again? Because she asks what the hell he's talking about. She asks him if something came up on Tuesday about her, and he starts telling her, but Carl peeks in like the awkward dad or drunk uncle. Oh, wait, no, I wasn't accusing Carl of being a drunk uncle. Oh my God. I hope I didn't trigger anyone. I'm so sorry. Anyway, he peeks in like an awkward dad or the cousin you don't want around, trying to be a part of the gossip session. Like, what's going on in here? Except it's more of a, oh, what's going on in here, guys? What's the hot gossip? anyone seen my bright green screen colored Crocs? Anyone? Okay. Catch you later. Anyway, Jesse goes on to say, obviously, I told her that it's affecting me, that my relationship with Sierra doesn't feel like it's in a good place. And then I was like, we hung out at the US Open and it felt like our relationship was good and we were back to being normal friends. Sierra asked, okay, what came next? Tell me. And he's like, then she was like, how are you just going to get over it like that when she's been rude to West and to me? What? Sierra hasn't been rude to Lexi. But okay, and that's when Sierra's like, how have I been rude to Lexi? Paige is chomping at the bit and she's like, okay, and what'd you say back? What did you say back, motherfucker? Tell me. I need to know if I'm using the butcher knife I have laying under my pillow or if I'm going to hand it to Sierra because she could do it even better. He says he told her, I've been friends with Sierra for a long time, and then claims Lexi said he cares about his friendships with everyone in the house more than he cares about the new relationship with her, and that she said, you should be protective over me. And then, oh my effing God. After Kyle asks Jesse if there was more to it, Jesse goes, no, I guess Lexi doesn't feel that close to Sierra. This was not about Sierra. And we literally did not see her tell you or mention a single minute thing about Sierra in the last 30 minutes when you talked to her. You little victim. Oh my God. And you wonder why Lexi is saying you only speak in half truths. What a shit move, Jesse, for real. You just are deflecting. Oh my God. Downstairs, Lexi, Lindsay, and Gabby decide to gather the troops for dinner. But Lexi is well aware that they're upstairs talking about her and Jesse. So that has to be so uncomfortable. Let's be so for real to know that there's a group of people that you are now spending the weekend with the cameras on them talking about you, where Jesse is most likely talking shit about you. That would not feel good. Okay. I'm not trying to like baby her. That would not feel good for anyone. All right. Anyway, Lexi says, it's a little awkward. So why don't you go ahead and let them know dinner's ready? Okay. I'll stay down here. Upstairs, Sierra tells Jesse that Lexi was just in the kitchen talking about how she hasn't felt close with the girls all summer. And now Sierra's questioning which version of the truth is the truth. And then she says, because you know what I hate? Inconsistency. This is why we have family dinners. We lay all that shit out. And Jesse says, she said, I've been isolating her from the house. And I can't just really say to her, I think it's taken you a minute to make good friendships with some of the girls. Oh. Listen, I already am a little leery of someone who doesn't, like a female who doesn't have any girlfriends. Like, yes, I know women can be difficult, but if your only girlfriends really are your mom and sister, that's an orange flag. I'm not going to lie to you. That is weird. But I do feel that he was using some tactics that were isolating for Lexi. On the other hand, I also think she needs to stop just blaming him and take some responsibility for the fact that she isolated herself as well. This is something where she was such a willing participant, you know? Now that Jesse has thrown Lexi under the bus, he says, I don't want to throw her under the bus because now it's going to be a thing. When Paige says they won't be saying anything to Lexi, Jesse goes, yeah, Sierra's going to say something. And Sierra's like, no, I'm definitely going to say something. Gabby comes in and to get everyone downstairs for dinner. And she's like, oh, everyone's in here? It smells like a gym. And I don't doubt that at effing all. West goes, okay, the smell comments are hurtful. But everyone leaves the room and West goes to Jesse to give him huggies. Amanda, Paige, and Sierra go and break down the conversation from Jesse and West's room in bed, of course. Where else would they do it? Amanda's trying to sort out that, according to Jesse, Lexi is upset that Jesse forgave Sierra so easily when she's been, quote unquote, rude to her and West. Now, also, what exactly did Jesse have to forgive Sierra for, though? She was just being a friend to him and giving him the exact same type of energy he was giving her. He was flirting with her. She was flirting back. They were meeting each other with the exact same energy. What did she need to apologize to him for? He really shunned her. And yeah, she was a little tiny bit extra cold, but y'all, I'm a petty little bee. I would have done the same thing. But Sierra's pissed because she's like, okay, talking about Lexi, you're going to be out there making me out to be a mean girl this summer. Come on. Now, out in the living room, Kyle tells Lexi that he's not one to weigh in and offer up opinions. Sir, be so for real with your messy, nosy ass, because that is about as truthful as me. Caitlin Marshall saying that. Okay. But he tells her there are no sides in the house with this and that they've all tried to be supportive. But she tells him that Jessie has taken all her chances she's given of love she offers and walked all over it. I mean, Lexi, sweet pea, that's a little bit dramatic if you ask me. Okay. Kyle gets to the real question, which is how much of these issues, why does that feel, how many? That's the word I want. Grammar, Caitlin. Gosh, maybe I need to get some hooked on phonics. He wants to know how much of it was their relationship was, oh my God. You guys. I don't know what my problem is. How many times in one episode do I have to say I'm going to get my shit together? Oh, I must be so annoying to listen to. I'm so sorry. God damn it. So Kyle gets to the real question, which is how much of it was the issue being Sierra and how many of the issues were about things that Jessie has done. There we go. She doesn't even know what he means. And he tells her that Jessie was telling them upstairs that basically it was about the issue she has with him and Sierra. And this right here says everything to me. Because it's what I thought, damn it. But she's like, I don't care about Sierra. It's never been about Sierra. I only care about the Sierra shit because Jessie does. Because he's been moaning, groaning, belly aching about wanting to have a good relationship with her again. So she cared about it. They're both starting to annoy me. Not as bad as like Jessie and Michelle on the Valley, but still. Anyway. Now, Kyle asks if during that conversation with her and Jessie outside, where they were on their balcony, if they talked about Sierra at all. She tells him it never got brought up, which confuses Kyle even more, understandably. Now Jessie is outside with Wes, still digging his heels in about complaining that Lexi said, "You go to the US Open with Sierra after saying you were upset with her on the beach?" He was talking mad shit on Sierra and the conversation they had on the beach afterward to Lexi. Remember? Inside, Lexi says she'll go talk to Sierra right now to presumably clear the air on that, and says that for Jessie to claim that she ended things with him because of Sierra. Oh, you guys. Focus. Okay. She says that for Jessie to claim she ended things with him because of Sierra is diabolical. And Kyle knows he stepped into the shit a wee bit too much. So he's backtracking a little bit wee much, telling her that's not what Jessie said verbatim. But we cut straight to Jessie and West outside talking, with Jessie continuing on saying that Lexi told him that it was like, and all of a sudden you're on good terms with her when she's made my time here terrible. Interesting. And she's made West's time here terrible, and that she told him he doesn't have protective instincts. You guys, I don't know what to believe anymore, because I do believe Lexi would say that he doesn't have protective instincts. That does sound like something Lexi would say. Lexi is telling Kyle that Jessie will go and tell everyone these half-truths, and everyone in the house just then accepts it as Bible. Yeah, I'm starting to feel like you both do, but I feel like Lexi's being a little teensy bit more truthful. Let's just call a spade a spade. So now we're upstairs with the bed bugs, and I don't know why Paige is even whispering at this point, because it's not like Lexi's going to hear, and also those mics will pick up everything. But she tells Sierra that she should just go to Lexi and say she hopes she's not upset with her, and that she had no idea that Sierra was feeling that way. Oh, wait. And that she had no idea that Lexi was feeling that way. What am I doing anymore? Should I just end it here? I mean, the podcast. Anyway, just kidding. We all sit down for dinner now, and Lindsay, she thanks everyone for showing up for dinner tonight and announces that I need her to be a Real Housewife. She has moved beyond Summer House, okay? She's ready. She is leveled up on her playing field. Okay. She would like to officially label this dinner as the Freedom Dinner and reminds everyone that this is the anniversary of her and Carl's breakup. In case you guys didn't look at Instagram today, and Carl goes, I didn't look at Instagram, but I was sent it several times. Thank you for reminding everybody about last year publicly in paragraph after paragraph after paragraph. And Paige is over there eating her sandwich and she just mumbles, it was long. Carl continues on, stating a reality that I don't think was reality. So great job. And Lindsay's like, this was the day we broke up. No. He says, yeah, but I don't know that I need to make a post reminding everybody. When she's like, why not? I mean, Lindsay, you are so unserious. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? Why not? What do you mean? She says, it was a terrible, horrible, awful day for her. And he's like, yeah, it was for me too. And she's like, it's fine. You're welcome to post about it as well. He points out that it's a year later. She's pregnant, moved on with someone else, and you're harboring on. She's like, I'm not harboring. I reflected about all I've achieved in the last year. I cried. Listen, Lindsay needs someone else to prod and poke at. She really does. Carl is not as much fun for her anymore. All right. But yeah, he's like, yeah, you've achieved a lot. I'm proud of you. And Kyle suggests that we leave out calling this an anniversary. Amanda's like, stay out of it. Carl says that, like, yeah, I mean, great. You feel that way. That's great. Okay. But I don't know that I'd be celebrating the breakup. Lindsay's like, who's celebrating? And then she's like, well, Lexi and Jesse just went through a tough moment, and Amanda immediately starts choking and has to get up from the table. Lindsay does not even bat an eye because she's too focused on just quite literally needling Carl to death. She says that she's free, Lexi's free, Carl is free. They're all free. Let freedom ring, babes. But Amanda, God bless, she's still hacking up along, and we need one of those toddler de-choking devices because Kyle, is your wife okay? Kyle, your wife. Lindsay, I don't know if you are my hero or my example, but my God. She goes on to say, sorry. She goes on to say, it was a traumatic day, humiliating, quite frankly, but I am pregnant, and that is the best thing that could have ever happened to me if we didn't break up. So honestly, Carl, thank you for setting me free so I could go and accomplish my dreams. It's so awkward. Raised by Lindsay Hubbard. Adding that t-shirt to the Etsy shop, just so you know. It's coming, I swear. And it's so awkward. It really is. And she looks at Emerald and she's like, do you want to give a weird speech? Why would Emerald be giving a weird speech? Okay. And then, Lexi goes, I have a speech and this one's for Jesse. Listen, Lexi's the type of person that when she is encouraged by what the women around her are doing, she really is. And then Jesse's just kind of knowing, shaking in those sandals of his. And she says, stop saying things that aren't true. He denies saying anything that wasn't true. And she goes, you saying that I broke up with you because of Sierra? And God, poor Sierra, just constantly getting dragged in this disaster of a relationship, just looks over at them like, my God, you two assholes need to leave my ass alone. Jesse claims it's not what he said. And Lexi tells him that Kyle informed her of Jesse talking about Sierra a lot as the reason for the breakup and that it is weird. She says it has nothing to do with anyone else but you and your actions. And Sierra goes, oh, that was a little bit twisted. You heard that from Kyle. As Amanda looks at Kyle and Kyle looks at Amanda as though he is, I don't know, maybe a 7-year-old in church that got caught picking his nose and doodling in the book of hymns. She says, Kyle, what are you doing? But he tries to say something as Amanda whispers that it's not his fight. However, Lexi does defend him, saying that he was just checking in on her after all of this. And Kyle clarifies that he was confused because a lot of the conversation upstairs did have to do with Sierra, while Lexi says none of the conversation on the deck did. Paige says she's going to defend Jesse on this. And oh no, Paige, don't go over to the dark side with the men. Please don't. Please don't do it. She says that Jesse wasn't speaking ill of Lexi and not running his mouth. I'm going to have to disagree. Okay. He wasn't calling her crazy, but he sure as hell was not saying anything that would have anyone draw a conclusion otherwise. Sierra says that what did get brought up was Jesse hanging out with her and that she was supposedly a thing talked about between him and Lexi. Then Lexi tells her, well, on Sunday, he was saying he dislikes you. Oh. And then she says, and I was like, okay, well, I can see why you're having these feelings. Well, okay. What do you mean, Lexi? What do you mean you can see why Jesse wouldn't like Sierra? What do you mean? Oh my God, what do you mean? Jesus Christ, what do you mean, Lexi? Okay. Oh God, gotta make some notes here because I missed something. Anywho, we're getting there, friends. This is just gonna be one of those days. I'm so professional. Jesse starts trying to talk over Lexi and denies it being anything about Sierra and that he claimed it was. As she says, you said, I'm disliking her. And then she says, okay, well, then maybe again, it's your communication skills because then I go into protective mode for you because I thought we were in a mutual relationship where we protect each other. See, you got to get some fear in you, men. When a girl starts saying a very strong statement with a question, you know what I mean? Like, I thought we were cleaning the house together, not just me scrubbing toilets alone. You see, you're in trouble then. Because, probably what's going to be following that is, I just find it funny how Jesse claims that Lexi showed up to the dinner they had on Tuesday and was upset that he and Sierra had gotten to a good place. She's denying that and says that again, that Jesse told her he was disliking Sierra. So she told him it made sense because of Sierra and West having their issues. And look on West's face. Now West is getting dragged in. Sierra and West somehow are catching strays from the shit show relationship when they had their own shit show relationship last year, but their shit show relationship was not as shit showy as this one. Then Lexi says, and yeah, this summer because of you, her and I have not been able to be besties. Jesse goes, okay, and why is that my fault again? It's not all of his fault, actually. I think she's misplacing a lot of this blame. I would start to say, are you half to blame? No. I would say Jesse is 35% to blame with, I'm going to say 30% to blame, with Lexi at a solid 65% to blame, and the other girls maybe that 5%, that extra 5%, because they also were taking Jesse and the things he was saying at complete and total face value. Lexi then says, you're trying to pit us all against each other all summer. Yes, but also I'm kind of annoyed at you ladies for letting him. Okay. He denies all of that and says he didn't try to make her look crazy, but she says he absolutely is trying to do that. And I think he is because he wants to make himself look better because he has been smothering her and love bombing her and doing way too much. So it's like, no, if I make her look crazy, then I'm not the crazy one. She then says again that, yes, that's what he's doing. And then she says, I haven't been able to spend time with Sierra because what you've told me about her all summer, I don't trust her. I'm sorry, I don't trust you. And it is interesting getting the full statement of her when she says that, because we'd seen that in the preview so many times, along with the context of this conversation. Because in the previews, it really did almost seem like she was saying, I don't trust you around my man, which it's more like Jesse shouldn't be trusted around anyone. You know what I mean? Well, besties, thank you again so much for joining me. Do me a favor. If you're listening on audio, could you please go ahead and leave a 5-star review with maybe a comment about what you love about the show? And go follow me and subscribe to the YouTube. They're all the same name on Instagram and TikTok. TikTok at Besties by Caitlin, Caitlin. If you're watching on YouTube, I hope you joined the conversation, like the video, do all the things, check out the pop culture Besties Etsy merch shop. It's all designed by me. 99% of it is Bravo. All right, my friends, keep an eye out because Secret Lives of Mormon Wives recaps are coming once my brain can slow down a little bit from the social media. And can I just note, I wish I had done my goddamn hair the day I made the video that they used on Secret Lives. My God, not my best look, but it's okay. We'll live. Anyway, friends, I will see you soon. Have a wonderful Friday evening. Bye.